Hey everybody, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Today we're looking at a handgun that I ran across at the Fin Feather for Outfitters in Rossford, Ohio. And I saw this, I had to pick it up. $200. It was crazy. And I said, that has nice ergos, a threaded barrel, it's optics ready, loaded with features. It's chambered in .22 long rifle, and I'm talking about the Retay RXP-22. This thing is really neat. I never heard of Retay before. It turns out they're a shotgun company. They've been producing shotguns since 2006. And then in 2025, they came out with two handguns in .22, a threaded barrel and a flush fitting barrel. We're going to talk about the Retay RXP-22. As you can see, this one is in OD green with a black slide. Just to give you an idea, this is the wrap that comes around the box. But they have all different kinds of colors and color schemes and things like that. And they have two models of this. Now, one thing that stands out immediately are the mags. They ship with two 13-round mags. Get a load of this. It is super heavy, heavy duty. It has this button here that will move the follower down, making it easier to load the rounds. 13+1. Very nice grip texturing. Many people say this looks like a Springfield grip texturing, and I can see how they would say that. Has a thumb safety right there. Here's a look at the other side. Forward serrations, a 4.35-inch barrel that is threaded. It's a hammer-fired gun, all right, and it is pretty cool. For $200, how can you beat it? Now, the trigger is not bad, especially in single action. Nice trigger pull, reset right there. All right, the double action is super heavy. That spring in there is super heavy. But once again, it is priced right. And I think the OD green with the black slide looks nice. Now, it is optics ready. If you go with optics, I'm going to show you what's in the case because they have what seems to be a multi-footprint optic plate. And it has a sight hole indicator there. Fiber optic front sight and serrated black rear sight. One of the things that is super interesting with this gun is the disassemble. I have never seen anything like it before. So I want to show you what's in the case. Here it says Retay. Have you heard of this company? They make high-end shotguns. They have a couple budget models, but mostly semi-auto shotguns. They're really nice. And then in the case, we have a couple owner's manual. Here's a card in there, explains the process. It says accessories right there. And here is another mag. And you actually have to feel this to see how heavy it is. And then a bore brush, a lock, and what looks like a multi-footprint optic plate. For the budget price, I think that's a screaming deal. The MSRP on this is $299. Whether it's the threaded barrel or the flush fitting barrel, which I have to believe is maybe 3.8 inches, 3.9 inches, but this is 4.35 inches. The flat trigger is pretty nice, but check out this disassemble because it's crazy. The disassemble is very different. Never experienced anything like this. I took the thread cap off. I'm going to lock the slide back and pull this lever down and then take it out. At this point, and you'll see it all fall out the front end, I'm going to pull back up on the slide, and there goes the gas block, the recoil spring guide rod assembly. And then it's fully disassembled. Fixed barrel, 4.35 inches. This is the threaded model, obviously. I'm going to take this gas block and put it in this way and get it in that slot there. And then we'll take the recoil spring guide rod, put it in that gas block hole, And then I'm going to take the slide, put it on top. This is very different. And then we'll find the sweet spot with this lever there, take it down, and there we go. We are fully assembled. If the thumb safety is engaged, the slide will still work just fine, but it will render the trigger useless. It has a 1-slot rail there for a light or light laser. I don't know if anybody even uses those anymore, light laser combinations. No decocker. Alright, so you just drop the hammer down softly. But is that disassemble crazy? I think it is. OD green's cool. I actually like the flat dark earth too. This one right here. And then I have the flat dark earth slide. I have to believe that's Cerakoted. But not a lot of information on the site. But it's not a lightweight gun, but in 22, this would be a great training tool for somebody who is getting into shooting. They don't want recoil. They may be getting into optics. If you're one of those guys that stick with iron sights and you say, I wouldn't mind trying an optic, this would be a good choice because you could sight in with less expensive ammo. You can get involved with optics, and yeah, I will tell you, when you get involved with optics, it is a more detailed process than you think. You have to relearn everything that you know with iron sights. But whatever the case, you can't beat the price. And for all that it offers, I think it's pretty cool. Check it out at Fin Feather for Outfitters. Once again, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.